Well, hello everyone, Leo here. Once again, I find myself out on a desolate highway in the middle of nowhere with a story to tell. I'm out today at the very end, as you can see, the very end of the King Coal Highway. It's a new highway being built here in southern West Virginia, you know, to connect all points east to all points west. Simple as that. We are not here today for the King Coal Highway. We're not here for the construction, which I will have to ask you guys to bear with me today. Like I said, there's a little construction, there's a little noise, it's a little bit windy too, but we'll do our very best to tell this story. Believe it or not, the spot that we are standing on right now, myself and all of these construction workers, is an actual historic site that has been lost for about a century. Believe it or not, it really is. And if you guys can bear with me, the noise, the sound of construction, like I said, I will do my best to tell this story. Now, it's a good thing that I already knew where this place was, because the historical marker sign that marks this place has been completely destroyed. Let me get over here, get a closer look. Completely destroyed. That's all that's left of this historical marker. And like I said, this spot right here is very much a significant historical site. Now, I'll tell you guys the story. Like I said, y'all bear with me and hang on. It's about to get a little bit hairy, I'll just say that. Now, the hills here of what is now Mingo County, West Virginia, were hot and muggy on the summer day of August 6th in 1862. Back then, this was still part of Logan County, and the Civil War had spilled deep into the Tug Valley. It wasn't Gettysburg or Antietam. It was smaller, more raw, and a fight that was destined to be half forgotten for more than a century after the war ended. But to the men who fought here on Beech Creek that day, it was a real war just the same. Riding in on the Confederate side was Lieutenant Colonel Vincent Clawhammer Witcher, which is the man this sign was about. He's a Logan County man who had raised a company of mounted riflemen early in the war. His Witcher's Battalion would later be known for its ferocity in mountain fighting. But that day, his men numbered just enough to make a fight, but not enough to promise a clean victory. Facing them were Union troops commanded by Major Franklin Hull. These Federals had been sent here into the Tug Valley to try to break the Confederate control over the area and then secure the roads for reinforcements and supply. Kind of ironic we're working on roads, isn't it? I thought about that. Franklin Hull's men were weary, but they were determined to win. And they marched into the narrow valley of Beech Creek with their muskets ready to go. The fight broke out suddenly, and shots cracked against the hillside. Horses tried to run, men shouted, and in the swirl of smoke and panic, blood was spilled. Confederate Major William Stratton was quickly struck down, severely wounded. On the Union side, disaster came quickly. Franklin Hull himself fell dead early with a bullet tearing through him. Leaderless, the Union soldiers cracked, with their line crumbling under the pressure of Vincent Witcher's men. The battle itself lasted only a few minutes, but in those brief moments, lives were altered forever. William Stratton survived, but had lifelong injuries, and Franklin Hull ended up being buried somewhere in the Appalachian ground far away from his home and family. William Stratton had been shot in the arm and chest, with the chest wound being nearly fatal. But he pulled through and recovered. He rejoined the Confederate Army and went on to be regarded highly for his bravery as well as his efficiency on the battlefield. When the war ended, he returned home to his family and Logan County. He went on to hold many offices. Hang on, we'll let him pull out. A little better. As I said, he went on to hold many offices of trust and honor, and was, from what we can tell, he was respected by pretty much everyone who knew him. His father, Joseph Stratton, was actually born in Ireland on March 4th in 1794 and immigrated to America in 1800. But when all of the smoke of the battle cleared, Witcher's Confederates had held the hollow. They buried their dead and moved their wounded, and then the war marched on. Beech Creek returned to silence. The only witnesses left are the ridges and the rivers. For years, the skirmish had faded into obscurity until it was all but forgotten. The boundaries of Logan County changed. Mingo County was carved out in 1895, and the records of the battle were misplaced, misread, or ignored. It wasn't until August of 2017, more than 150 years later, that the West Virginia Archives and the History Commission finally placed this roadside marker near Beech Creek, acknowledging that this clash had even happened at all. That recognition was made possible by a local historian, a friend of ours named Eric Simon. After study and research, Eric tracked down an officer's letter that confirmed the battle's location and worked with the state to have it officially marked. He helped verify that at least 4 men were killed and 20-some wounded in the action, and that several men were captured and sent to prisons in Richmond, Virginia. Thanks to his persistence, a sign was erected here along the brand new King Cole Highway at the intersection of Route 44 and Route 52, ensuring that the Battle of Beech Creek will never be forgotten again. Of course, the sign is now, as you can see. Anyway, as for Vincent Witcher, his name lingered long after the war. His battalion would be remembered for its raids and skirmishes. Feared and hated by some and respected by others, he lived until December 3rd in 1912, dying at the age of 75 in Pittsylvania County, Virginia, where he's also buried. And like I said, I came out to show you the sign and had all the stuff prepared. And I was going to read the sign to you, but I don't think we're going to be able to read the sign. I don't see that as a possibility. I guess we're going to have to get a new sign placed out here. But anyway, guys, like I said, we wanted to come out here and tell you this story. We love old history, especially lost history. That's our favorite kind. And although we didn't find this one, Eric did, a friend of ours did. We wanted to say good job, Eric. You did very well, man. Good job. And to the rest of you guys, we would like to say thank you for watching our channel and coming out here in the middle of nowhere in southern West Virginia to hear a story about a long lost Civil War battle. And we'll see you next time on the Hillbilly Files. Leo out.